Hey, this is Glenn. Welcome to another episode of Difficult Questions. This one, what is your expectation for protection, especially out in public? This came to me because I was on a bus in downtown Burbank. I live in Burbank. It's a affluent suburb of LA, kind of a bedroom community meant for all the families working for the studios. So there's a level of money there, conservative, a lot of gun stores. And I was downtown in the bus. We're going across the street or going down the street. And I saw a woman walking across a crosswalk, but with her head down in a phone, wearing a sundress and flip-flops. And I just thought, I could never do that, because the way I was raised, and I grew up in South Sacramento, so kind of in an impoverished area. People in Sacramento would call it crime-ridden. It was on the news all the time. South Sacramento, everything happened, right? But I also grew up in the Boy Scouts, and I grew up with my grandfather and my parents telling me to always be aware of my surroundings. And then I was doing physical work for technical theater, and so I had to wear boots and foot protection. And I've been trained in my mind to think that everything is out to get me all the time. And then I get hit by cars. So I know that's true, right? There are cars everywhere. We can get hit at any time, even when we're in the right lane and we're stopped. We are where we are supposed to be, and we can still just get devastated. So I see this woman, and it's amazing to me. And I think she has an expectation of protection, that nothing is going to happen to her, that she's not going to step on anything that could hurt her foot because she's wearing flip-flops. No one's going to steal her iPhone. No car is going to hit her because she's in the crosswalk. And it just made me think about, I have bleeding heart liberal entertainment friends, and then I have entrepreneurial friends. And entrepreneurial friends are the people that tend to be conservative. They're all about the money. Right? They're nice people, but they're all about how can I make more money? And they also are self-driven because they are kind of the successful, they're smart, they have a lot of drive. So they have this expectation that other people should have that. And they're very resilient and they're very self-sufficient, right? So I have these two worlds that collide, and I would say that the conservative side feels it's very kind of libertarian, at least now, this newest incarnation, that you make your own, period. And if you can get what you can get, and great for you. And then there's always this liberal side of, no, we need to protect the weak or the disenfranchised, and get into like protected classes, minorities, in work. You can't do this because this person is a woman, or this person is gay, or this person has a certain religion. And I think those two fight. I think that's what the basis of, especially this last election and the knee-jerk reaction, because I'd say for the last 10 years, especially on social media, there's been this ideal pushed to everyone that is very liberal, is very, from the entertainment world. I grew up with this ideal. You should protect the minorities, and entertainment's a safe haven for the LGBTQ community. It's a safe haven for, not so much minorities, because it's always, entertainment's kind of a white thing, but now it's been changed, right? But I think that the conservative side is angry about this expectation that we should protect people, this ideal that we should protect, because that's not what they're about. And I see on the other side, the entertainment side, the liberal side, that they're pushing this. You should protect this. Your women's bodily autonomy is threatened, and we should help. And then I see, women on the other side of that not buying into that. And I just think, well, why? Why? And I'm wondering if it's this expectation of protection. I remember watching a movie called American Sniper, and it was this military guy that was he had the most kills in Afghanistan and or Iraq, and he wrote a book and got famous, and they made a movie about his life. And I guess that story has kind of been debunked a bit, or there are a lot of other military people that say that's BS and it got Hollywoodized and he wrote lies in the story. But there was a line in the movie that I saw. The father was talking to the son when he was little, this American Sniper guy, and he said, there are three types of people in the world. There are wolves, there are sheep, and then there are sheepdogs. And sheepdogs are the ones that are meant to protect the sheep. And that really stuck with me because I think that I identify with that because I know the world is not there to protect me, but I want to protect other people. I'm not necessarily into exploiting people, but there are people that don't care. They will exploit to make money. It's not that they're evil. It's just that I've seen, especially in the entrepreneurial space, protecting other people are not their concern. But then there's some people that are sheepdogs that is their concern. And then there are some people that are sheep, and I wish that weren't true. I wish that in this world people would watch out for themselves. When I was probably in the late 90s, my father's, I'm very much like my father. And there was this bill or something that they wanted to put forth. They wanted to put double crossing guards on railroad tracks to make sure that cars couldn't weave through the crossing guards because then they wouldn't get hit by trains. And I remember there was an advertisement that said we need to save people from their own impatience. And I was so angry at that. I said, no, you just need to be patient. And I think the conservative side would say, well, you get what you get. We're not going to pay for an extra crossing guard to protect you from your own stupidity and get killed. And my dad was of this same mind. He's like, this is crazy. We're not going to pay for extra crossing guards to stop people from skirting the system that we set up to protect them from getting hit by trains. This is ridiculous. And I know that on Twitter, they're allowing a lot of really rough content, people getting killed, people in accidents, you get what you get, criminals getting beat down by people that they were trying to rob. And the liberal side is saying, how horrific, how could you not gatekeep this content? And the other side, the conservative side says, yeah, I want to see idiots die. And they feel better about it. They have no compassion of humanity for the person. They are able to remove themselves and make this a morality tale. And it's their life was, well, because you were stupid. It's that whole Darwin Awards thing and wanting to watch this really rough material and how much you humanize it. And I just think that may be the crux of everything in U.S. politics for the past 10 years. I could be wrong. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But how much do you feel you need to be protected by society, by government, by your police, by being rich and around other rich people that are less likely to steal your purse or whatever that may be? How do you view the protection around you? And one thing I notice, just lastly, because I reference everything from my life and I get hit by distracted drivers, I know that expectation of protection goes away when we drive because we expect to get hit. And we've actually listened to the car manufacturers to think about, oh, we're just going to be safe inside our own car with airbags and seatbelts. But the idea that we won't hit anybody is out the window because we hit people all the time. And then we are able to put our children in these cars and go out in this dangerous world, and that's okay. So I see the irony in all of this. I see the double standard, but most people don't want to see it because we love our cars. And that's a side note. I will reference everything into getting hit by cars. You don't have to listen to that. But what is your expectation of protection? Let me know. Who should do what, when, how, and where? Why? Thanks.